Hey guys. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yes. How are you?
Yes.
Hi dear.
I.
All right guys, so I'm just waiting for the other people to come in. We are going to continue talking about the same lesson, the fourth lesson. So I'm just waiting for the people to come. Where are the rest? You're only 7.
Miss.
Yes, Jaida. Jaida or
Hi,
Shahid?
Miss.
Yes, hi dear.
I am Jaida.
Yes, Jaida. Would you please send them a message or something that the session has started?
Okay.
I sent them.
All right, then. Okay, guys, so we need to start. So today we are going to continue talking about the force, and the last one that we talked about was the friction force. Do you remember when we talked about the friction force?
Yes.
And we said that the friction force is the type of force that stops the movement or slows down a movement. So this means that if you're walking towards the door, for example, of your class, the friction is actually pulling you back because it always works in the opposite direction of your movement. So it is the type of force that stops the movement or slows down a movement. Okay? What's that in your hand, Ayman? What is this?
A leaf.
A leaf, a red one. Interesting. Okay. So
It's a plate. A big leaf.
a big leaf. Okay. So as I said last okay, stop it, Ayman. I need you to mute your mics, all of you. And yes, put this away. Thank you. Mute your mics, guys. Mute your mics. Thank you. And let's start. So last time we talked about friction, and today actually we're going actually to talk about another types of friction. So we said that the friction is a force that happens when two surfaces they are rubbing against each other. Like for example, your two palms, whenever you're cold, you do this movement in order to make it warmer between your two palms. When someone is walking, we said that there is a friction force between the bottom of their shoes and the ground they are walking on. So there must be two surfaces facing each other or touching or contacting each other or rubbing against each other. Guys, are you paying attention or are you playing?
Paying attention.
Okay.
This is Habiba.
So you have two surfaces that are rubbing against each other in order to, and this is why it start to produce this friction force. Now we are going to talk about another type of friction force. It might be a little bit confusing how it is related to friction, but it's actually friction because it does the same thing. It slows down the movement or stops a movement. Now let's see, what am I talking about?
It's water.
Let's talk about, and I need you to mute your mics, please. Okay? So now the thing is that when you're swimming, guys, when you are swimming, once you get inside the water and you try to walk through the water, do you walk with the same speed that you were walking when you were out of the water?
No.
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 You find it a little bit difficult to keep the same speed. You will find that you're moving slowly and there is something that pushes you back. which is the water.
Slow
Okay?
motion.
Yes, exactly. So does that remind you of friction? What is friction? Friction is supposed to do what?
Slow down the object.
Yes, the friction is supposed to slow
Slow
down.
down.
Yes, slow down or stops the object. Since you do the same thing when you get into the water and you start to walk through the water, you will find that also the water is trying to stop you or to slow you down. So this means that there is a friction force between your body and the water. But in this case, we do not call it friction. We call it another name. We call it water resistance. Okay, let me just show you the water. Yeah, here you go. Okay, so we call it water resistance. Okay, it means that the water is resisting your movement. It is one type of friction. It is one type of the friction force, but we are going, since it's related to water, we are going to call it water resistance. So when you're walking or swimming through the sea or the swimming pool, you feel like the water is pushing you back. So this is what water resistance is. Is it clear?
Yeah.
Okay, very good. Now let me tell you about another thing that is related to water. Now, if you have like a big bucket of water or a big ball of water, and you put like any toy or something that floats on the water, okay? When you put something that is floating on the water, all right? So if you pushed this object, if you push this object downwards, what will happen if you just pushed it a little bit?
It will go up again.
It will jump up again. Yes, exactly. So this is another type of water resistance that we call upthrust force. Upthrust force. What is it called?
Upthrust force.
Upthrust force. Yes.
Thrust force.
Upthrust force. So the upthrust force is the type of force that makes things float. Have you ever asked why some boats float? For example, why this wooden stick or wooden log or would float? Why some toys that you put in a ball of water floats? This is because of the upthrust force, because the water is trying to push the object in the other direction. Okay, so it's the force that pushes things up. The water has a force that pushes things up, and this is why we float in water. This is why some objects like the ships and the small boats float on water, because of the upthrust force. Okay, so the upthrust force is the type of force that pushes things up. All right, is it clear?
Yeah.
All right. Now,
Yeah.
okay. Now I will ask each one of you about those two. What are their names? Habiba, what is the name? What is the name of the force that pushes the water, pushes things up? When the water pushes things up?
Upthrust.
Upthrust force. Very good. What about the name of the force that make you walk slowly through water?
Water resisting.
Resistance. Very good. Water resistance. So the force that when the water pushes things up, it's called upthrust force. When the water slows you down while you're walking in the water, it's called water resistance. Thank you, Habib. Now, Alia. Alia, are you there?
Yes.
Okay. Alia, can you hear me well?
Yo, Miss Nesma.
Hi,
Yes.
Omar. Okay, so what is the name of the force when the water slows you down while you're walking in it?
Miss, this my voice is lagging.
My voice is lagging. Can you hear me well, guys?
Okay, now it's good.
Yeah.
Okay,
I
Alia.
can hear you
All right.
very, very well. So,
Oh, okay. Alia, I will ask you the question again, okay? What is the name of the force that slows you down when you are in the water, if you're trying to walk in the water?
water resistance.
Water resistance, very good. What about the force that when water pushes things up? Do you know it? Up thrust force, up thrust force, okay? It's called up thrust force, all right, Alia? Now, Sohaila. Sohaila.
Yes, Miss.
Yeah, what is the name of the force that slows you down whenever you're walking in the water?
Water resistance.
Very good. And what about the other one that pushes the things up?
Upthrust force.
Upthrust force. Very good, Suhail. Who's next? Jaida. Jaida. What is the name of the force?
Yes.
Yes, what is the name of the force that slows you down whenever you're walking in the water?
Whenever you're walking in the water,
Mhm.
it's upthrust force.
When you're walking in the water.
Oh, water resistance.
Yes, water resistance. What about the one that pushes things up?
Upthrust force.
Very good, Jaida. Muhammad Ahmed. Thank you, Jaida. Muhammad Ahmed.
Yes, Miss.
Yes, Muhammad, what is the name of the force that slows you down when you want to walk in the water? We repeated it like 1, 2, 3, 4 times so far. Okay, Muhammad. Ayman,
Yes, Miss.
what is the name of the force? What is the name of the force that slows you down when you're walking in the water?
Water resistance.
Water resistance, very good. What about the one that pushes you up? Up thrust?
Upthrust. Yeah.
Yes, up thrust force. Up thrust force.
Yeah.
Thank you, Ayman.
Force.
Hilal.
A little bit weird name.
Yeah, I know. And this is why I'm repeating it a lot of times so that you can memorize it easily. Okay? Bilal. Bilal, are you there? Bilal. Okay. Omar. No, not Omar. Saif. Saif, are you there?
Yes.
Okay, Saif. What's the name of the force that slows you down when you're walking through the water?
Water resistance.
Water resistance. What about the one that pushes things up?
Upthrust force.
Up thrust force. Very good. Thank you, Saif. Adam. Adam.
Yes.
What's the name of the force that slows you down when you're walking through the water?
The force.
What? Yes, the force, yes.
Force. It will be. It's the water.
What? I cannot hear you. Your voice is very far away and the volume is very low. We said it a lot of times, Adam. You need to pay attention, you and Muhammad Ahmed. Okay?
No, because
Because what?
my internet is very bad, so it sometimes
Okay,
lags.
okay. Pay attention, please, to the next. I will ask several people. I want you to pay attention. Yes.
Miss.
Yes. Yes.
I had a problem with internet, so I couldn't
Is that Layan?
join. I joined a bit late.
There is
I'm
something.
going to watch it recorded anyways.
I
Yeah.
cannot. I didn't hear anything. By the way.
Oh, I'm saying the internet had a problem, so I joined late.
The internet was bad, and this is why you came late.
Yeah,
It's
had
fine.
a problem.
It's all right. Okay. Tayyim. Tayyim.
Yes.
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 What's the name of the force that slows you down when you're walking through water?
Water resistance.
Very good. And what about the one that pushes things up?
The thing that pushes things up.
Yes, the force
Is
that pushes
the-
things up.
It's the.
It starts with up. Up thrust force. Up thrust force. Up thrust force.
Thrust force.
Yes, up thrust force. Very good. Malik. Malik, are you there?
Yes, I am.
Okay, what's the name of the force that slows you down when you're walking through water?
Water resistance.
And the one
the other is up thrust force.
Up thrust force. Thank you. Dana.
Up thrust force.
Dana,
Yes, miss.
did you hear the two names of the two forces?
Yes.
Okay, so what's the name of the one that slows you down when you are walking through water?
Water resistance.
Very good. And what about the one that pushes things up?
Upthrust force.
Very good. Layan.
Yes, miss.
Okay, what's the name of the force that slows you down when you are walking through water?
Water resistance.
And the one that pushes things up?
I don't know because I joined late.
Yeah, but didn't you hear me while I was asking several people before you?
Yes, but you were a bit lagging because it still has a bit of like it's working, but it lags a.
All right, it's called up thrust force. Okay, up thrust force. Here you
Okay,
go.
upthrust force.
Up thrust force. Yes, exactly.
Upthrust force.
Yes. So the up thrust force
you.
is the force. You're welcome. Is the force that pushes things up, and this is why things float on water because of the up thrust force. And the other type of water resistance is the water resistance force, which slows the objects down when it's walking or when it's moving through water. Okay. So because of the water resistance force, guys, because of this water resistance force, the one that makes you walk or the object move slowly through the water, because of the water resistance, this is why the ships and the boats have this shape. Do you see this shape? It is very thin from the front and it becomes wider at the back, okay? It's called the streamlined shape. Streamlined shape, okay? Because there is no much surface, as you can see in the front of the ship. You don't have this very wide surface that will make the water keep hitting the boat back. So we fixed this by making the front of the ship really thin. It's really thin in the front, and this is why you can the ship can move easily through the water because there is no much space. You know, when for example, let's imagine that this is a ship. Okay, can you hear me guys well? Am I lagging? Hello guys.